Welcome back to BCC Studios. You're here for the coverage of our recent 2024 inaugural Brooklyn Crokinole Doubles Championship. Thank you for joining us. This will be coverage of the semifinals match between Beerview Mirrors and Minneapolis Point Crokinole Club. You'll see in the yellow discs Beerview Mirrors, which consists of Chet Boehlke and Jason Molloy up at the extra. Those are the two players from the Extra Pint Club. And Minneapolis Point Club members include Linder, Wendt, and Jamie Harter. And we're getting off with some quick open 20s. I'd just like to take a moment to say thank you to our friends Zach Uffner and CJ Flaherty, who made the trip up from the Maryland club, which is the Charm City Crokinole Club. They have their inaugural event coming up on October 26th. If you're interested and would like some further information on that event or any of their other regularly scheduled events, please visit their website at charmcitycrokinole.com. But we'd like to thank them because Zach brought up the extra cameras and was able to get this footage for us so that we would be able to follow along with this match as our camera was busy watching the other semifinal match at this moment. So thank you, Zach, and I'll see you down at the inaugural tournament later in October on the 26th. Okay, getting back to the action here. We're tied up in the 20s. Looks like Linder didn't really do much but knocked that little yellow disc around. Chet's just kind of clearing. Nobody has any obvious advantage at this point. Jamie's trying to set up a double or a takeout or something here. Let's see what he goes for. Simple takeout and sticks on the far side. It's not going to help him help the Minneapolis Point team win if they don't have hammer, but that double will. Good job, Linder, right there. That was a nice, clean double. Managed to put himself right by the post. But Chet says he's not having it. He comes in with a beautiful angle in 20 and just puts his team far in the lead as they have hammer and an extra 20. Jamie fixes the 20 count, but they're still down a shot. Jay keeps his team in the advantage position with a simple 20. Linder coming in strong. Chet comes up a bit short, but they still have the hammer advantage here, so I'm not too worried for the Beerview team, for the Extra Pint team. At this point, we need to see a takeout 20 to sort of make the Extra Pint guys chase them a bit. And Jamie just missed that shot, coming in on a bit of a sharp angle. Jay just kind of rolls in a little bit. Wasn't completely necessary, but didn't cause too much trouble as Linder missed the cleanup. Let's see what Chet can do with this. Ideally, he wants to get the heck out of the way, and he did end up outside of the house, not giving Jamie much to work with here. There's no 20 opportunity. All Jay's going to have to do here is just stay on the board and clear off the blue to win. And here we are back for round 2. Chet's going to start us off, coming up a little shy in his open 20. Jamie's going to try and take that out, see what he can do here. Nice follow through. He managed to drop it just after taking that piece out. Jay gets an open 20. Linder just misses his open 20 shot there. We're tied up in the cup at the moment. Got a lot of bullets left. Anything could happen here. Chet does a nice little clear and take out 20. Jamie hits the straight 20. Jamie and Linder were very sharp on their open 20s throughout the entire tournament. They're very good numbers. I don't have the exact stats in front of me now, but I know they did very strong. Linder misses that little conversion there, but was pretty darn close. Chet's going to deal with his hanger there. See if he can make the 20. Almost. Kind of bounces around a little. Doesn't really get the job done, but they're still sort of tied. Beerview Mirrors is behind on the hammer and now behind in the cup, thanks to Jamie. Jay goes a little long. Let's see what Linder can do. Didn't quite get enough slide off that. He sort of stopped right where it was. Chet's going to try for a little bit of a follow through here. And got a lot of slide, but not the right angle, and ended up outside the house. Ideally, Jamie's just going to stick, and he does. This leaves Jay a chance for an angle in. See what he can manage off this. Good line, just a touch too hard maybe. Bounces right over, wobbles over the hole. There we go. Linder was pushing for the center, but didn't quite make it. At this point, still, Minneapolis Point has the advantage. A little camera adjustment there. Chet's got elbow room and height issues going on, but he still kept us pretty much in frame, which is a good thing. Jamie has to clean up that mess in the middle. Maybe he can finagle this into an additional 20, putting their lead way ahead. Not quite. He sort of left an ugly hanger there, too. Jay has a chance of evening out at least the cup, if not the advantage in this round. And he does. He evened the cup, but they're still down. Minneapolis has 2 pieces on the board and the hammer, which puts them firmly ahead at this last few shots here. And that nails it pretty good, too. Linder has a nice little straight 20, which puts them up in the cup and 2 pieces on. Chet's going to have to look for a double and or at least a takeout 20 to sort of stay in this match, or at least this round. Managed to hit off a peg, got a clear. It's working in the right direction, but we're running out of shots here at this point. Jay would need a double takeout 20 just to tie, and then an error from Minneapolis on top of that if he was going to maintain that tie. So this is a bit of an outside unlikely shot at this point. Jay was going for the follow through. Looks like he almost had it too, but got knocked out by a bad rebound. Okay, here we are starting off the third round with Jamie. Went a little short. See if Jay can take an angle in off that. Gets the right line, doesn't get the right strength, leaving Linder set up really well here. And he does, takes that 20 and clears out the piece. Chet keeping his team afloat, although it's early anyway. Jamie goes a little long on that one. Jay ends up on the right side of the hole, but just misses the 20. At the moment, Beerview Mirrors is still technically ahead with the hammer. If they could get one more 20, it might help them out a little bit. Unfortunate bounce there with Chet. Ends up leaving Minneapolis in a good spot here. And Jamie does a good job of clearing his piece away from the self-assist position it was in and getting the 20 there. Jay just clears the board, and we're back to Linder. And it's a 20s game again. Here we go. Minneapolis is up 2, but down the hammer. Chet's cutting the lead back. Jamie's keeping the lead. All right, we need a 20 from Jay. Jay puts one in, okay. There we go. Minneapolis is up 2 20s at this point. They don't have hammer, but they're in good position. Jamie's looking at this and just trying to clear, I think. He does not want to stay in the house, ideally. Let's see what he does. He hits a peg on the way in, which is just unfortunate, but they do have a 220 lead right there. Jay cuts it down to 120. Still, Minneapolis is not in terrible position here. Let's see what Linder can do. He clears, and he leaves his piece on the far side of the hole, which is looks like it's just barely hittable. Let's see what Chet does when he moves out of the way. Oh, he came so close. He managed just a hanger. It looked like it was just bouncing right around. Didn't quite drop for him, which sucks. Oh, there we go. Jamie coming in with another 20, almost cementing the victory. And that miss makes it essentially impossible for Beerview Mirrors to catch up this round. Looks like this round is going to go to Minneapolis. And Jay pissed. Chet pissed at his shot. Okay, moving right along. Jay's going to start us off with an open 20. Overall score 2-4. Minneapolis Point is leading. Linder doing a good job with his open 20s. Chet following suit. 3 out of 4 shots have landed. Jamie comes up just a bit shy. And now it's a match. Let's see what Jay does with this. I think he's going to try and follow through on his right side. He gets a little bit of movement, but not quite the right line. And let's see what Linder can do with this. Bit of a drop back, but he got it. So now we're even in the cup. Chet comes up a bit short, but it's not a clean, easy shot for Jamie. Although Jamie's been having a lot of good luck with these sort of like drift to the side 20s today. Let's see what he can do with this one. Didn't quite get much movement on that. Now it's just a question of who's got hammer. And at this point, it looks like Minneapolis has a hammer, so they technically have advantage. But there's still about, 8 shots left to go on both sides. Jay tries to get clever with a kind of a bump through his own and doesn't end up doing much for the board. Just ends up clearing one of his opponents and one of his own. Linder just does a clear, doesn't really position himself for much. Chet's got a real thin line on an angle in. At the very least, a decent clear, I think, through Hogan's. He leaves it blocking, so Jamie can't really get much of a 20 there. Jamie leaves it almost posted. Let's see what Jay can do with this. I think he sets up on this one for a bit of a bounce back. Let me see what he does here. Oh no, he's trying to go through. Oh, this is the one. Looks like he's setting himself up for a bit of a bounce off the peg piece. And his line was off a bit. It was a good try. Maybe a touch stronger than he wanted it to be anyway. But it was definitely a good try and a tough shot. Linder managed to clear the yellow and didn't really change the board too much. Managed to keep a piece in the 15. That's good. With the hammer, Minneapolis is still in good position. Now Chet's looking for a takeout 20 for the Beerview Mirrors team, but they would still need to clear the other blue piece unless he can get a double, which is unlikely with this position here. There's a bad line in off the piece that's on the 10-15 line. Sorry, the 5-10 line. And there's a better line on that one in the 15. Chet just misses it, maybe a little too forceful, and it kind of bounces out. Jamie just clears. He understands that he's sitting in a pretty good spot with 3 pieces on. Jay kind of needs a double or at least a takeout 20 to keep this keep the possibility alive for Beerview at this point. Looks like he managed just a takeout. He demoted the piece in the middle. Not a complete takeout. He demoted the piece in the middle, left a piece on the close to the 20 hole. Bit of a drop back, but it looks possible from here. Let's see what Linder does. He sort of rolled the other way, which works out for Minneapolis. They just sort of want to stay away from the hole and hold on to the pieces on the board so that they can maybe pull a win out of that. Chet gets a double but loses his shooter. And here we go. Jamie can get a go-ahead 20 here if he gets it. Just comes up short. At this point, they're down to the last couple of shots. Looks like Jay's trying to do something heroic here. Maybe a double takeout. Maybe a double takeout 20 off of 2 pieces. Let's see what he can get going. He hits them both, but just not enough juice on it to drop the yellow into the center or to clear the other 15. So essentially this round is getting down to the last shots here. All right, so Chet's got a triple takeout 20 if he wants to possibly win this round, or maybe just a triple takeout and stick. But it's a tall order one way or the other, however you look at it. Let's see what Chet can do here. I see a couple of different doubles on the board, but I don't see a triple, at least not any easy triple. Let's see what he does. Looks like Chet went for a double and got a nasty bounce off a peg. And that'll pretty much clinch this round. Minneapolis has the points. Chet's already cleaning up. All right, moving right along. Overall score, Beerview Mirrors is 2, Minneapolis is 6. Starting off with Linder. He gets his open. Chet follows long and just manages his open. Nicely done. Here we go, Jamie. Okay, 3 for 3 so far. Jay went a little hard there. Overshot the hole by a bit. There's a line for Linder here, but I don't think he really wants it. I think he just wants to clear and stick by the peg there. He did a good job of that. Now, Minneapolis is behind on the hammer here. Ooh, Chet did a beautiful follow through there. He had this like long follow through with a little bit of an angle to it. That pretty much saved his position in the round. It was great. Okay, Jamie comes in with the 20, puts himself back out front. Jay keeps up pace, which is wonderful. At this point, everything's tied up. Scores are evened out. Even number of bullets. Beerview's an advantage, though, because they have the hammer. Let's see what Chet does when he gets out of the way here. Looks like he just managed a pretty simple clear and stuck on the far side of the board for Jamie to have a hard time trying to get any 20s out of that. All right, Jay, what do you got? I think he's looking for a follow-through or maybe just a stick by the peg. At this point, Beerview can win if they just sort of hold on to position. But 6 shots is a lot of shots not to make any mistakes with. Chet does a very clean, simple takeout. They're starting to accumulate a few pieces on the board. Beerview Mirrors is getting the advantage over Minneapolis here. Jamie and Linder are discussing the best direction of attack. Looks like he's considering leaving Jay a tough shot on the far side of the board, but instead decides to go into the center. Not really a lot of options for Jay to score on this one. He just does a hit and stick pretty much. Not a clean shot left for Linder, but Linder has a possibility here. Again, Linder does a hit and stick and doesn't do anything too crazy. Chet does a nice follow through, but pushes it, unfortunately, right into a hanging 20 position. Let's see if Jamie can scoop that up. Yeah, he does. Jamie scoops that up and goes up in the cup. It's now 4-3 Minneapolis. Jay evens it up on his first open right there. Linder tried to roll in. Looks like Chet's going to try and hide a bit. Yeah, he just kind of hit on the far side. Jamie's got to hit this and stick if there's any chance for his team. And all Jay has to do is hit and stick with a clear on this or demotion. Perfectly done. Beerview Mirrors takes that round. It's now 4-6. Okay, and Chet's starting us off for this one. Comes up a little short. Let's see what Jamie does. Jamie manages another one of those beautiful little follow-through slides in, kind of like an angle or a follow-through, a little bit of both. Jay scores his 20. Linder scores his 20. Chet follows. Almost. He comes hanging right off the edge. That was so close. All right, Jamie, let's see what you got. He tries to do a bit of a follow-through, goes a little far to the right, and ends up sliding off the center. Jay brings it a little closer. Beerview Mirrors is now down to 20, and they don't have hammers. So they got to get a point or two back here. But they do have quite a few shots left to even up the score. All right, Chet's trying to figure out how to get in with this. Looks like there's almost no way to get this done neatly. He sort of stabbed at it a little and didn't get much done. Got the clear. It's enough. Jamie can hit the piece, but this leaves Jay with a little bit of an awkward shot. Nothing he can't handle, though. Nicely done there, Jay. And Linder has got a bit of an ugly one here. The piece is sort of hiding more to the outside of the 10-15 line and on a peg. Linder decides to be a little conservative and just sort of tap it. Not unreasonable, but he's still they're still in the lead at this point, so Beerview has to make something happen. See Chet coming over. Looks like he's trying an angle shot here, and he makes it. Nicely done, Chet. Chet's been hitting the angles and the follow-throughs all day today. It's pretty impressive. Okay, so now it's more of a tie with Minneapolis having only the hammer as their advantage. Even number of shots, 5 to each team at this point. Tied in the cup. Let's see what happens. They need to, Beerview Mirror needs to get some 20 or something done, maybe stick a few pieces on the board that Minneapolis can't clear. Otherwise, they're not going to come out of this on top. Let's see what we can get here. Chet's looking like he's trying to do a little touch in. And he manages it. Nicely done, Chet. Okay, so Chet's put them up in the cup. They still got to clear that piece off the board. Jamie opts for a bump and makes the mistake of risking that little piece and ended up not really dropping anything. This has put him into a rougher spot. Now all Beerview has to do is a double takeout to really cement their advantage, and we're down to the last 2 or 3 shots per team at this point. So there's not a lot of wiggle room left. Technically, Minneapolis can win if they can keep 2 pieces on that are worth 20 points or 25 points or so, but it's going to be tricky. Everyone sitting at this table is an experienced player who can clear a couple with given a decent chance here. Okay, Chet's going to try maybe looks like he's lining up a double here. Very cleanly done there, Chet. He managed that double very nicely on the back end, took both pieces out, and pretty much made it very hard for Minneapolis to take this win at this point. So now Linder has to do a double takeout 20 just to tie, and there's a peg piece involved. This is a very low probability shot. And see if he's going to go for it. He put a lot of force behind it, didn't end up doing a whole heck of a lot. Okay, so Beerview takes that one, ties up the score 6-6. Jamie leads us off with an open. Jay comes up a touch short. See if Linder can make him pay for that. Ooh, he hits a peg. Gets a couple of bad bounces there and ends up not in terrible position, just not getting the 20 he was hoping for. Minneapolis has a hammer advantage and a cup advantage, but not a board advantage. Okay, so Jay's going to try to go through his own maybe, or just bump the far piece out. Looks like Jay goes for the more conservative. Maybe he learned from that shot Linder took a few shots ago. Sorry, Jamie took a few shots ago. Linder was robbed on that one. He really should have had that 20, but it bounced just a little bit too much force and bounced right out. Looks like Beerview owns the middle here, but they're down in the cup. Jay's playing very conservatively, just holding on to board advantage. Looks like he's just waiting for a mistake out of Linder and Jamie, so that maybe they can shoot an open 20 and just tie this round up. Nice double from Jamie. He even managed to roll in, which put him in a strong position there. Jay just destroys that advantage very quickly with a simple takeout. Looks like Linder was just trying to sort of leave a piece on a peg to screw with Chet's shot. Chet tried for another one of those beautiful angle shots, but missed the line by just a little bit. But they still sort of had the board advantage. At this point, Minneapolis could waste a couple of shots from Beerview mirrors by shooting to the outside. Let's see what Jamie decides to do. Looks like Linder agrees with my plan there. By the way, if you're wondering why we don't have any sound in these matches, we had some music playing during the event, and it's all copyrighted material that we would not be able to play in the background of our videos. So we have only the commentary as our audio track here. And Jamie plays conservatively to the outside, just wasting shots. Linder's going to come in here and maybe try to roll out of the house to sort of cement their advantage. That worked pretty well. He's not completely out, though. Chet still has something to work with there. He just sort of leaves it in the house. I can't tell if that's in the 15 or the 10. I think it's in the 15, but I'm not sure. Let's see what we have to do going forward here. Smart move at this point. Looks like Jamie's setting up to roll to the right side, sort of behind the house from Jay. Yep, he did just that. Although that's not going to slow Jay down. Jay can shoot through anything pretty much. He manages a nice clean takeout from across the house. Still advantage Beerview Mirrors on the board. Linder's making an attempt here to clear the piece out and maybe even this up. If he could roll out of the house after knocking this one out, that would give Minneapolis Point a really good chance here. I think he rolled right into that peg. I didn't think he wanted to do that. That leaves Chet with a very easy takeout 20 for the win, or just a takeout and stick for the win. Chet's taking his time, picking his angle, checking both the left and the right, making sure he knows exactly the best way to just clear this piece out because he does not want to mess up this shot. And that's about it. This match was supposed to go to 9. Unfortunately, there was a little mix-up, and the gentleman only played till 8 points. But still, it was a well-fought match, and I believe everyone agrees that that's where we're going to leave it. Some highlights, here we go. Jay got a little takeout 20 there. That was a nice conversion. Let's see, over here we got Linder's double. Nicely done. Clean double, left his piece by the post. Chet was on fire with these angle shots. Here's one. He got a nice conversion here, a little takeout 20. That's the second one here. I think we got a nice follow through here. There it is. That was in the early rounds. And then another really nice angle shot from Chet. Oh, no, that was his double. Excuse me. Chet had a sweet double there. Let's see what Jamie has here. I think he's got a bit of a follow through there. Nice. And Jamie was just destroying this shot all game. This little, like, follow through angle shot where he just sort of drifts off to the left. I think he did it like 3 or 4 times the whole match. Yeah, there's another one. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Excellent control. Thank you so much for taking the time to follow along with our event. We appreciate you attending, you watching, and you participating in the Brooklyn Crokinole Club. Please check out our Facebook if you'd like to see more information or follow along with any more of our further events. Thank you so much. The next coming up video will be the finals.